Hello everybody, welcome to Monday Morning Must Knows. My name is Merlin Rothfield. Here are several things to pay attention to for the upcoming trading week. Now, I hope you had a safe, sane, and relatively drama-free 4th of July. Of course, this week is going to bring us quite a bit of drama because we have earnings season kicking off. I'm pretty excited about this one because it's been a while since we've had some big names out there. And don't hold your breath on Monday or Tuesday. We start things off in the middle of the week. We only have 73 companies reporting this week. And most of you are probably thinking, Merlin, why are you even talking about earnings? Who cares? I'll show you why. It's not Wednesday that's exciting. WD-40 reporting. I know that's a jawbreaker there. Wow. Doesn't matter. Who really worries about WD-40? Move on to Thursday, gets a little bit better. Delta Airlines, Progressive Group, Pepsi, Conagra Brands, and Cintas. And then this is when it all starts up. The levee will be breaking on Friday. Don't know which way the market's going to go, but we have some major names. JP Morgan, Citibank, Wells Fargo, Bank of New York, and Fastenal, just to name a few. So this is officially the kickoff to our earnings season. It's exciting because to me, this is some of my favorite times to trade. I love watching the fear, greed, euphoria, and panic that happens on earnings announcements with these major gap downs on high volume or gap ups on high volume. To me, plenty of opportunity there. So be careful on Friday because we have a lot of volatility. Now let's move over to the man, the myth, the legend, Jerome Powell. Again, will be speaking. I know he seems to be speaking quite a lot lately. This time he will be in the United States giving testimony at the semi-annual monetary policy meeting. He'll be giving his report, really. This is going to be in front of the Senate Banking Committee, and that's going to be Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So keep in mind, the markets will be open when this announcement happens. It'll be 30 minutes in. Some of you may want to watch that announcement as it unfolds because as he gives his testimony, we pretty much know his talk track at this point. He's going to talk about how inflation is getting a little bit better, but we're not going to cut rates yet. We're looking at other factors. We're data dependent. And that's all cookie cutter. What will be important is all of a sudden when they start grilling him, when congressmen and women start saying, hey, what about this, Powell? When are you going to do this? And my constituents want this. That's where it starts to get funny. And sometimes he goes off the rails and the markets can go haywire. So be very careful. Speaking of inflation, it is that time of week again, or time of the month again, when we have our inflation data. We have a double whammy this week. We start things off with the consumer price index numbers that are going to be coming out on Thursday, a little bit late this week, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So before the markets open on Thursday, we get our consumer price index numbers, and those are expected. You can see on the hard red edge there, it says 0, expected to rise to 0.1%. So they're expecting a little tick up in the month over month. I'll show you the year over year in just a second. Now, the next day on Friday, we get the producer price index numbers coming out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and those are expected to also move up to 0.1%. Now, of course, the PPI was really what launched these markets last month because they were at negative 0.2. That's a pretty good read from an inflation perspective, but what does it mean big picture? Well, this is the chart that Jerome Powell will be looking at, which is the year-over-year change of the consumer price index. Again, this number is coming out Thursday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And I wanted to put a horizontal line on here just to give you an idea of what does the Fed want? What is the Fed looking for? They're looking for that red line right there. That's 2%. Now, we are significantly higher than that right now. We're higher than 2%. We're at 3.3. But with the release of this new report, the expectation is that CPI will drop from that 3.3 number down to 3.1, which is what the markets are pricing in right now. Any deviation from that number could create tremendous volatility. That, of course, is going to be Thursday for the CPI, Friday for PPI, and Friday for a slew of major financial banking earnings. So it's going to be a wild, exciting week, finally, after that kind of quiet half week last week. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. Hope you have some great trades out there, and we'll see you next week on Monday Morning Must Knows.